To the southern city of Karachi and speak to the Pakistani journalist Shahzeb Jillani. Shahzeb, thank you so much for your time. Considering the scope of these coordinated attacks, at least 10 major cities in Balochistan attacked simultaneously, what does that say about the separatists' ability to operate?
It shows us that the insurgency is growing. It's becoming more lethal. It is becoming more sophisticated. It now seems that it's properly funded, and the ranks of insurgents are swelling. More and more people are going towards the insurgency. Over the last 20 years, this is the latest wave of insurgency Balochistan has been witnessing, and the separatist sentiment and the violence has become more lethal. For example, until a few years ago, they would only target security forces. But now the separatists think everything is a fair game. They have killed a lot of innocent people who they deemed were spies or allied to the government, and they think it's fair game. They have recruited female suicide bombers, and their groups are operating in, all the way from Quetta up in the north in Balochistan to the coastal city of Gwadar. So that Balochistan, as you know, it's a huge province. It's the biggest province in terms of land for Pakistan, also the most resourceful province, but also the most impoverished province. And the political issues, because they have not been addressed, the military has tried to sort it in a military way, and that seems to have made matters worse.
Have any of the BLA's atrocities, their terrorist actions, ever actually resulted in the group getting anything that it's been demanding?
It doesn't really work that way. I mean, in Balochistan, there are nationalist parties, there are political parties who ask for, their rights for the province, for rights over their resources. Unfortunately, Pakistan's central government has not really engaged with them meaningfully. And increasingly, we see that they have been sidelined. That creates more disillusionment, and more people then think that, if we are not going to have a negotiated settlement, then we will take arms. It's been clear in the last several years. Educated people are going there, people who are actually, not even really impoverished. They're well-to-do, and that should focus minds in Islamabad, where unfortunately, if politicians had a way, they could probably cut a deal. But Balochistan has been handled primarily by the military. They have their own set of ideas. There are, widespread allegations of human rights violations in Balochistan, missing persons, enforced disappearances, abductions. The military, of course, denies it. They say we are fighting an insurgency backed by foreign powers and neighbors like India. And that has been their narrative. Unfortunately, they haven't really addressed the political problem. And militarily, it seems to be getting worse.
How credible are those allegations of external interference, Shahzeb? And you also talked about increased financing for the BLA. Is that possibly coming from outside the country as well?
Adnan, I've been covering Balochistan on and off for many years. Initially, my impression was that the grievances of Baloch people are genuine. They are local. They could be addressed by the central government. But more and more, I think in the last maybe 10 years that I've been based in Pakistan, I feel they clearly have backing from outside. Their communications are very sophisticated. They were using, for example, social media site Telegram to propagate their view. That has been shut down. Much of Balochistan, internet doesn't work, and yet they manage to have lots of resources. They have weapons, they have vehicles. Their point of view gets celebrated in India, in Afghanistan. And that tells you that this is not a local insurgency anymore. It has regional dynamics. India has talked about Balochistan openly. It favors them. And so I think, the contours are very clear. Indian leaders have spoken out in favor of Balochistan and the Baloch insurgency. So all those things put together give a clear evidence that, they have support from outside.
Shahzeb Jillani, we appreciate your time and the analysis. Thank you so much indeed.